I am recording. Now I am. All right. Welcome, everybody. It's Monday night, and this is Sandi Cohen. It is my absolute pleasure to share with you why, if you're looking at this because you're looking for change, whether it be better health or better finances or both, you'll understand what this Zija International and Zango have done for Eddie and I. And this is Eddie and I, 1963, probably before many of you were born. And Eddie and I both graduated Temple University, me with a degree in teaching and Eddie with a degree in pharmacy. And in Philly, Eddie had 5 pharmacies. And we were very successful. And as you know, most successful people have a story. They have a journey. Success doesn't happen quickly, but we worked hard. And as a result of working hard, we lived in suburban Philadelphia in a community called Haverford, Pennsylvania, right down the street from Haverford College. The back of our property, you see our 10,000 square foot home backed onto Marion Country Club. We had a stretch limo. We had a Rolls Royce. We had a Corvette in the driveway. We had an English houseman. We had a cook from Grand Cayman. At the age of 40, I thought I was set for the rest of my life. But as you know, as we get older, stuff happens. And I don't know whether you or anyone you know have ever experienced a downward spiral. 1986, we sold our businesses to a group of private investors who defaulted and did not pay us. They actually went out of business about 6 months after we started the litigation. 8-year court battle. In fact, took us 8 years to get our day in court. We spent 2 days picking a jury. And at the end of that day, the judge stood up and threw a stack of books on the floor and said, "Counsel in my chambers now." And they came out about 45 minutes later. And the judge's words were, "The Cohens have suffered enough." And he forced them to settle, and he pierced the corporate veil. But the only winners were the attorneys. So we were dead right, dead broke, and $450,000 in debt at the age of 52. So ask yourself, what would you do if you were 52 years old, lost everything, and had to start over again? And that's when I said to Eddie, if I have to start over, I want to move west. I want to see the sunshine every day. And we moved to Fountain Hills, Arizona, into a little tiny apartment, sharing a 9-year-old Isuzu Trooper with no air conditioning in the summer when it's 110 in the shade, with roll-up windows. Many of you don't even remember roll-up windows, but the passenger window, when you put it down, you had to pull it up because it didn't roll back up again. And it was, and, you know, I'd go to bed crying, I'd wake up crying, and of course, before it gets better, it always gets worse. And my mother took sick with breast cancer and Alzheimer's and would not put her in a nursing home because, of course, we couldn't afford it anyway. And we brought her to live with us, to be diapered, tube-fed, and suctioned 24/7. And because she was on oxygen, by law, they couldn't shut off the electricity. And that's how we lived for 8 years while we were going through the litigation. And here was my office before I got back into network marketing, because somebody said to me, if I was willing to help other people, I might be able to get my life back. And it only took me 4 years full-time to become an overnight success. And here is my office now after becoming a network marketing professional. And we live in a beautiful community called Lake Las Vegas in Henderson, Nevada. So you got to ask yourself, how in the world does someone go from $450,000 in debt to helping others and making millions? Because all we were really looking for was the hope that we could pay the electric bill and the phone bill at the end of the month and maybe have a little bit left over to go to the movies and get some popcorn. But the word hope, those letters really stand for helping other people excel. And that's what we did. So you need to ask yourself, what's your dream? Are you really, really living the life that you hoped you would be living at this point in your time, in your timeline? So is timing right for you? And these are some questions that you've got to ask yourself and write them down and then answer them. What changes do you want? And the big question is, why do you want change? Because if you don't know why, then it's like going from Philadelphia to Vegas without a roadmap. And how would you feel if you can't accomplish what you want? And are you willing to sacrifice to get the job done? You know, what's really interesting is that most people that work at JOB and they have a chunk taken out for taxes, they don't realize that by having a part-time home-based business, and this tax law applies to both the United States and Canada, that you can set aside tax-free somewhere between $300 to $500 every single month. And you don't have to work it full-time. You just have to work it 7 to 10 hours a week. So that's about an hour a day. Is it worth it to have a home-based business and you can deduct your vehicle mileage, your new computer, your utilities, a portion of your utilities, your travel expenses when you travel for business? And there's lots of creative ways to make appointments before you go so the whole trip can be a write-off, a portion of your homeowner's insurance, your maintenance, your entertainment, dining out, your cell, and so much more. But if you quit your home-based business, guess what? You got to give all that money to the government, to IRS. So at the end of this short presentation, you're going to have two choices. And life is always about choices. Either you're going to say, nope, I'm okay the way I am. I'm going to work till I, am on the other side of the dirt, or I am going to lock arms and change the direction of the rest of my life. It's interesting that I had to go through 11 companies, and there's some people on this call who will not admit to how many companies they were in before they found Zango and Zija. But I'm about being transparent. I was in 11 companies because I didn't know how to choose the right company. So I always use the acronym and the image of a thoroughbred horse. If you put a thoroughbred horse in a race and you put a donkey in the race, they both sort of look alike, but which one is going to cross the finish line? Obviously the thoroughbred. So there's 4 legs to the thoroughbred. And I'm sure you've learned this already. First and foremost is who owns the company. Have you Googled and asked Mrs. Google about their background? I mean, it's amazing how many companies are run by people who have had failures, whose companies have gone into foreclosure or have been shut down by the FTC or the regulators, but they keep starting over. How many head up Ponzi schemes, one after the other? Is that who you would want to lock arms with and create your and risk your own reputation? Secondly, is the product. Is the product not just good, but is it great? Is the product non-duplicatable? Does it have hard science? Does it have ingredients that you can trust? Is it manufactured under high pharmaceutical certified manufacturing standards? So that's the second leg. The third leg, and they're all important, is support. Who is your mentor? Who are you locking arms with? We basically believe that no one is left behind. Plus, we've got the tools and the training to shortcut your learning curve. so you don't have to spend 4 years trying to figure out what to do. And the fourth leg, of course, is compensation. If you go to work, you will be rewarded handsomely. And, you know, it's amazing once you get into some of the advanced training, how much money is in the Zija compensation plan. But with simplicity, there are some programs out there where you have to personally sponsor 11 monsters to get to the top of their compensation plan. So can you find 2 people? And I'll give you an example. Would you consider it a good return on investment to spend somewhere maybe between $500 to $1,000 to start a business without mortgaging your home and the firstborn, and every month spend about $200 every single month for 12 consecutive months? Would you consider that a good ROI if at the end of the year, 12 or 13 months, your monthly income is between maybe $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 every single month? Would you consider that a good ROI or a good return on investment? I mean, nobody would say no, but if it sounds too good to be true, it typically is. There's a catch. Of course, there's a catch. The catch is you just have to find 2 people, just 2, not 11, not 20, not 10, just 2 people who will do the same thing. And they'll purchase an initial pack and then $200 every single month for 12 or 13 consecutive months. And they commit to finding 2, and everybody has financial prosperity while enjoying the natural health revolution. Hey guys, you know, I talk to people all the time, and it's shocking, absolutely shocking how much illness and death there is at younger and younger ages. I just heard a friend in Florida tell me that his cousin, 33 years old, just finished medical school, dropped dead. I think it was 2 weekends ago, maybe 3 weekends ago. They found out that he had thyroid cancer, and he is gone already at the age of 33. So 6 out of the top causes of death are directly linked to diet. 70% of the world is on at least one prescription medication. And when you're on one, that means you've got to get on other meds for the contraindications of each previous script. I think the average is, you know, Ed had pharmacies, obviously, that a pharmacist will typically fill 3 to 5 prescriptions per patient. 2 out of 3 people in the world are overweight and malnourished. We eat too much sugar. I mean, and the list goes on and on. So what do we do here at Zija International? We nourish, we restore, and we naturally condition with a botanical called Moringa, the tree of life, or the drumstick tree. I mean, it's amazing, the science. In fact, if you actually Google Mrs. Google and ask her or Siri, what's the most nutritious plant in the world? Moringa comes up. It has over 90 verifiable nutrients, 46 types of antioxidants. The closest plant on earth only has 28 nutrients, and we've got 92 under certified pharmaceutical standards. Now, at the head of this forefront in Zija is a young man who has a PhD from Harvard Medical School. So admit, he's got to be really, really smart. He graduated first in his class in an 8-year program that he did in 3.5 years. And he received an NIH, which is the National Institute of Health Fellow Award, and only 1 out of 14 people, he's one of 14 that have received that award, and he plus a whole team of others are on the Zija Scientific Advisory Council. Now, I didn't know all this before, but I was so excited to find out that moringa has more protein per gram than milk, than peas, than yogurt, than meat, more vitamin C than blueberries and spinach and broccoli, and has 4 times the calcium, 3 times the potassium of bananas, 2 times the protein of yogurt, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, and 7 times vitamin C in oranges, all in 1 sachet in the super mix. So this is definitely nature's miracle tree. Omega, not just omega-3, but also 6 and 9, 36 anti-inflammatories, 20 amino acids, over 92 nutrients, all in 1 sachet. And it's interesting that you've got to understand the difference, because you can probably go to Walmart and purchase moringa for $2 a bag, but it's worthless, because unless the moringa leaves are shade dried and grown without chemicals and handcrafted by hand and manufactured in certified pharmaceutical grade facilities, you're not going to get all those benefits. And moringa from Zija not only uses the leaves, but the fruit and the seeds. So a very, very different type of moringa available. But it doesn't stop there. We actually have a skincare line called Gen M, with having moringa at the core. And boy, I mean, you know, at my age, this is really, really important. And I just love these products. And not only do we have skincare, but we now also have, I mean, who do you know that washes their hair, that brushes their teeth, that uses deodorant, that uses breath mints? It's just transfer buying funds which they're already spending. Essential oils have become a big, big business. And what's amazing is that the amino essential oils from Zija, guess what? They are the only oils that are clinical grade and work at the cellular level. There is no other oil on the market that does that. So whether you're using it for aromatherapy, for topical, or internal. And coming soon, in fact, I think it's actually being shipped within the next week or two, are the only moringa plant protein bars. I am so excited about this one because not only does it have moringa, but cocoa beans, quinoa crisps, pumpkin seed protein, pea protein, brown rice protein, and peanut flour protein, all with only 4 grams of natural sugar. I can't wait for my chocolate peanut butter flavor protein bars to arrive. Now, what's so unusual, just a few months ago, Zija and the moringa oleifera merged and partnered with mangosteen. Now, this is truly a gift from above. The 2 most scientifically proven botanicals on earth have now partnered together. And Zango juice, oh my goodness, patented, by the way, and it's the only whole fruit puree of the mangosteen that's the national fruit of Thailand. This product is stellar. I mean, in the first 5 years, we sold $2 billion worth of product. That's with a B, guys. $2 billion worth of product without it being in the stores, just people sharing with people. And now we're in 56 countries. And in fact, in October at the summit, all of the Zango products that we've loved for 15 years will now be available to all of the people in the Zija nation as well. And part of this success, and I think critical to this success, is the industry icon, Kenneth Brailsford. and he is known as the father of herbal encapsulation. He's the guy about maybe 33, 34 years ago that figured out how to encapsulate herbs without losing their efficacy. And he started, everything he started is still existing. Nature's Sunshine, maybe 34 years ago. He started Enrich International, that was acquired by Rexall, and that became Unicity. And just about 11 years ago, started Zija, based on the Moringa miracle tree. And knowing that 2/3 of Americans struggle if they had a $1,000 emergency. 4 out of 5 adults struggle with being out of work. And 3 out of 5 U.S. households don't have emergency funds if they got fired. And worse, as we're aging, Americans at the age of 65. I mean, guys, look at these statistics. 54% of people at the age of 65. That means half of the population, if they're still alive, are dead broke and dependent on family. 5% are still working. Only 4% are financially independent, and 1% wealthy. And what about retirement? Is that something that you hope to be able to do? Well, guess what? Unless you fall into this tiny little pie chart where you're financially independent, sadly, you will have to work until God calls you. So what is the importance of timing? You know, most of us know this, but we really don't understand it. In any business, timing is critical. Now, here's the market trend for health and wellness. So we know it's going up. And here is Zija right now at the beginning of the next wave. And over the next 3, 4, 5 years, the bulk of the success stories are going to be made. Many will be millionaires. Now, what does it take to be a millionaire? You just have to do what successful people do and duplicate and multiply. So think about the simplicity of getting to, who get to, who get to, who get to. I mean, the recurring leveraged income, I don't even talk about this because in a perfect world, most people wouldn't believe it anyway. But what if you could create an extra $1,000 a month, an extra $5,000 a month, an extra $6,000 a month, an extra $10,000 a month, or a whole lot more? Just getting 2 people who commit to getting to and do what leaders do every single month. Use the products and share them. And do we have tools and training? Oh my goodness. Zija has the coolest app, and it's free. Oh my God, I love the words free. Customer support, online tools, business training. And this is the app. If you don't have it yet, it's free. Go to your Google Play Store or your App Store and download the Zija Unlimited mobile app. You can run your business from your mobile device. Absolutely amazing. So what are you waiting for? Get started today. And how do you get started? First of all, of course, the summit's coming up next month. You want to be sure to be there. But you choose a path. And leaders always say, good, better, or best, which would you choose? If you're going to start a business, you want to try lots of products. The diamond system is the way to go. And by the way, right now, up until Summit in October, when you purchase a diamond or gold system, you get double Fast Start commissions. So that means on every new order, instead of 25% commission, how would you like to get 50% commission for the next 12 weeks? Now, this promotion on double Fast Starts is going away shortly. So if you're serious about your business, Make this investment in your future. And make sure to go to zijaevents.com and register for the event. The agenda is there. The Diamond Leadership starts on Wednesday. Everyone else comes on Thursday. So what are you waiting for? Are you ready to catch the wave? The wave is only going to come one time. And I don't know about you, but it seems like yesterday I was 40, and I woke up today, and Eddie and I just celebrated a major wedding anniversary over Labor Day weekend. And I often say life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. So if you look at your last 5 years, how fast did they go? Well, the next 5, the next 10, the next 20 will go even faster. And you will decide by your choices how your life is going to be. So I love Dr. Seuss, such wisdom. And this is from his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high sights. To high sights. Are you ready to soar to high accomplishments and live the life you deserve to live? So let's together change the world, helping others, being of service to others, and paying it forward. This is Sandi Cohen. If you'd like to go to our website, sandyanded.com, we've got lots of information there that we share with others, which actually helped us go from $450,000 in debt to financial peace of mind. Thank you for joining us. It was an absolute delight sharing our story with you. And with that, I will say good night for now.